Welcome back, family and friends. If you're new here, I'm Rachel. This is All Glory Farms. It's been a little bit of a minute, and you're about to get a flood of videos over the next week or so because there's been a lot going on. If you follow our shorts or our TikTok or our Facebook, you'll see that there's a lot going on. There's a lot to share with you guys. We just have had so much going on. I haven't had time to edit. But while I'm here, I thought I'd share what I'm doing this morning. We went to Costco the other day and I bought 3 of the roasted chickens. And what I do is I process them. So I have chunks. Another one of the chicken, I'll shred all the meat, and I'll separate all of the meat from the bones and the skin and the fat. My goal here is to have something that it can be quickly defrosted in a hot sink of water, and a dinner can be made. But I also get a whole bunch of this: the skin, the bones, the cartilage, and the fat. And what I will do is I will take all of that and make my own bone broth. So just a little hint, tip, trick. Oh, and I did start this the other day. Okay, so in the mail, I bought a pH tester from Amazon because I had questions about whether or not my honey garlic was still good. And after a lot of searching, what I found was if your garlic is over 4, the pH of 4, it needs to be thrown out because botulism can grow in anything over 4. So I'm gonna try this, put this in here and see what it reads. Ooh. Yeah, see, that is not something I want to take a risk of. I did calibrate this and we are over the pH of 4. So we are going to toss this into the compost. What gave me questions was the black ring around the lid and around the top. And so we waited for this pH tester to come in before anybody took any. So I just have to start a new thing of garlic. Now, keep in mind, I'm pretty sure that I started about, I think I did that like 10 months ago. Something to that effect. So yeah, it's run its course. So we'll just put some new garlic cloves in there with some new honey and let it ferment all over again. But I'm putting this out there because a lot of people don't know, and it took me days to find the answer to this. So yeah, it's darker. I didn't really like the look of the ring or the lid on the ring, so I bought a pH tester, and anything over 4 a pH of 4 can grow botulism. So we're not going to take the risk. To the compost it goes, and we'll start a new one. Okay. So you saw what our honey garlic looks like. And if I had gotten the probe earlier, we could have started this earlier because I like to have the honey garlic on hand during the fall and winter season, just because that's usually when most people get sick, and this just really helps support the immune system. Ooh, wrong one. So what I have here is organic garlic. And what we're gonna do, there's a lot of discussion about this, and like some people say to smash it, some people say not to smash it. Like the last time I did it, I didn't smash it, but this time I'm gonna go ahead and smash them all. Last time I also used already peeled garlic. It was organic from Costco, but you know, a lot of times with already prepared stuff, they don't tell you what they use to prepare it. So like when you're buying castor oil, you want to make sure that you buy hexane free, because a lot of castor oil is processed using hexane. Just do this until you have a bunch of garlic. This didn't smash, didn't break. There we go. Definitely want it a little smashed, all the skin off, because you just don't want the floating skin in your honey. It's not going to hurt it if you had it in there, but I just don't want the skin in there. This is super simple. The only thing that it is just time consuming. That's all. It's not super hard. Easy to do. Great for if you're just not feeling good, or if somebody's full blown sick. You can either just take some of the honey, or you can take a whole garlic clove. Usually when Andy's sick, he'll just take a whole clove of this honey garlic and eat it with a bunch of the honey on the spoon, and he'll do that once or twice a day until he feels better. And it does, in our experience, it has cut like colds and flus down. Oh, I do have a piece of skin in there. Dang it. But yeah, super easy to do. You just throw all this together, and I do have, well, it's not local raw honey from here. It's from southern Texas, when we used to go to Major's Farm for our milk and our beef. So we still have some of that. We haven't found local honey just yet, so we still have a lot of it. But I think I'm only going to do one more of these. Now that we've got our honey in here, or our garlic, we're going to take our raw honey. Well, at least I think we're going to. I might have to soak this in some hot water because it's been sitting for a little while, but it's been in a dark cupboard and not hot, so let's see if it'll... Oh, I think it's all crystallized, which is fine. You can put crystallized honey in the garlic. It's not going to hurt it. Break that cap. Yeah, it's crystallized. Now, the cool thing about crystallized honey, put this in your KitchenAid, and you can make whipped honey very easily. Now, using semi-crystallized honey isn't going to hurt this at all, because what will happen is this garlic, when it ferments with the honey, it thins the honey out. Hold on. All right, let's make sure we have enough honey in here to cover this. I might have to soak the jar in some warm water just to get this to thin out just a little bit. That's probably pretty loud in the camera, so I'm gonna, yeah. I think I'm gonna pour just a little bit more honey in there, just to make sure we have enough. But yeah, the garlic will thin this honey. I mean, this is the old honey garlic, and it's really thin. So that will not stay thick for very long. But I'm just gonna put a little bit more honey just to make sure. And then I'll soak this in some hot water. Soak the mason jar in some hot water so it'll thin that honey a little bit. Because the thing is you want to coat all of your honey or all of your garlic. You want to make sure that that honey is coating your garlic and covering your garlic. That's part of the reason for flipping it every day, is keeping your garlic covered. All right, be right back. So we got the warm water going. We're gonna get this nice and warm. You wanna make sure you don't heat up your honey too much, because anything, I think it's over 110 degrees or 108 degrees, something like that, kills off the good bacteria in the honey. That's why you want raw, unfiltered honey. I mean, most of the time when they say unfiltered, it is slowly, you wanna make sure that it's slowly filtered at least once, because it gets all the bee parts and dirt and stuff like that out of it, but you don't want anything that's been force filtered or, yeah, it's already starting to thin out just a little bit. Come on. All right, I'm gonna add more honey to this because I do want to make sure this is completely covered. There we go. What we'll do, because this honey is crystallized, is I'll come back in a couple of hours, but see, all that honey is covered, or all that garlic is covered. So what I'll do is I'll come back in a couple of hours and this honey will be thin. I'll just flip it over. See how it all goes down to the bottom? So what you do once a day, keep it in a cool, dark place. You don't want it somewhere sitting in the direct sun or somewhere that gets really, really hot. And you just, every day, flip it. You want to make sure that your honey is covering your garlic. Now you'll have a few pieces at the very top, but it'll settle in, especially once this honey thins. This will sink to the bottom. See how you still have some that's sitting, it looks like it's at the top, but the honey's covering it all. And that's what you want. You want the honey to cover it all. Now the difference between these two is night and day when it comes to color. And what I'll do is I'll let this one sit for a couple of days and I'll come back and I'll put these side by side before I dispose of this. This does need to be disposed of, and this will be put away from everything else in my kitchen so I don't cross-contaminate anything, especially if this has botulism in it. So, yeah, that's how simple it is. This is the first time crushing the garlic. I don't know how much of a difference it'll make, but yeah, in less than a month, we will have fermented garlic. Honey. Fermented garlic honey. Yeah. All right. We'll come back in a couple of days. Okay, so that was about a week ago. This is the old stuff. And I read that the pH could actually be as high as 4.6 and botulism won't grow. I'll retest it. If it's under 4.6, 4.5 pH level, then I'm going to keep it. I'll just exchange the jars and put a new lid on it. But this is the stuff that I started almost a week ago. Every day on the counter, I just flip it, let it sit there for the day, and then the next day I flip it again. If the top has pressure, I'll just go ahead and loosen this, burp it, put the lid back on, flip it over, set it on the counter. Also, experimenting with kefir. It's my second set of grains. So there'll be more on kefir once I get it down. And I think I might have killed these grains too. It's not easy. I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you know that we haven't forgotten about you. There is a whole lot going on. There's going to be a whole lot coming down the pike. This morning I was going to sit down and edit what we have so far, and we had a calf die. So when I say that there's been a lot going on, there is a lot going on. We have a lot to share with you, and I will do my best to catch you up as best as I can. Anyway, yeah, so there's the Costco roasted chicken hack and the garlic and a little bit of kefir, but a little bit of an update. So as usual, we really appreciate you guys just supporting us, popping on in. We appreciate your comments, and yeah, we hope you have a blessed day. God bless you, and we will see you next time. Bye.